There are 8 circle theorems you need to learn for GCSE. Today I'm going to teach all 8 to you, and I'm going to teach you the common traps within these circle theorems. The first one is that 2 angles in the same segment are always equal. Now, for this one, sorry, this is meant to be touching the segment, the circumference. Notice how all 4 of these points are touching the circumference of the circle. If we label one of these angles x, right, then the angle of the same segment, so this one, will also equal x. Okay? Likewise, if I label this y, this will also be y. And then if this is z, it's also z. But also these are vertically opposite, so of course this is going to be z and this is going to be z. Okay? Circle theorem number 2. A cyclic quadrilateral has opposite sides which will always add up to 180. I'm trying to make the best drawings I can have. So again, notice how all of these are on the circumference, right? So if this is x, right, then this angle here will be 180 minus x. Do you understand? So the whole point is that these two added up will equal 180. So let's say if this were A and this were B, we can say that A plus B is equal to 180 degrees, okay? So you might be thinking, okay, these two are pretty straightforward. This is where the traps come in. Circle theorem number 3. The angle at the center of a circle is always twice the angle at the circumference. Okay? Again, notice how these two are on the circumference, but this one's in the center. This one's on the center O. So if this is x here, right? I'm going to label this all in a different color. Then this here is going to be 2x, right? However, this is where the traps come in, because a lot of the times examiners will do something like this, right? Where this is a center, they will do something like that. Oh, look! It's a cyclic quadrilateral. No. Guys, do not fall for this trap. It's an angle, this is a center, O, so this is 2x, and this is x, okay? And you can even be asked something like this. This, I think, came in the 2023 paper, if my sources are correct. So it would be something like that. Yeah, something like this here, right? Again, notice how all of these, they are on the circumference, okay? Here we have an angle at the center, okay? So therefore, this angle here, the one with the 2 radii, is 2x, okay? And the angle without the 2 radius, which is this one here, this is going to be x. Please do not fall for this trap. It comes up all the time. If it doesn't come up in the real thing, it will come up in mocks. Believe me. And I have fell for it. Now, on this topic, circle theorem number 4, the angle at a semicircle will always have a right angle at the circumference. So this is like by extension of this. So if this is a semicircle, which means this is a diameter, this is a right angle. And it kind of makes sense because this is a straight line, so this is 180 degrees, right? Circle theorem number 5. The tangent and a radius will always meet at a right angle. So if we have a center circle here, and this is a radius, this is the radius of the circle, it will meet at that point there. Now, this circle theorem is used especially when we do lines, more specifically when we do circle graphs. So this one's very important to know, not just for circle theorem questions, but for questions on coordinate geometry as well. On that topic though, this one doesn't really come up in circle theorems, but this comes up, and it certainly can come up in coordinate geometry. Number 6 is that a radius will bisect with a chord. Okay? So this is the chord, right? And this here is the radius. Then this angle between them is a right angle. But not only that, this side is equal to this side. Okay? This one is used most commonly, especially at GCSE, in coordinate geometry, as I mentioned earlier. But this also absolutely can come up when doing circle theorems, so do keep note of that. Circle theorem number 7. Two tangents will always meet at one point. So let's say we have two tangents that look something like that. These two will meet at the same point, right? This means that these two angles here are equal, right? That means that if, let's say, we have a circle, a center here, and we have two radii, okay? Those two are right angles. Therefore, if we label this angle here x, this will simply be 180 minus x, okay? Because if you think about it, this is a quadrilateral, so it adds up to 360. It also means that if these 2 points here, I'm going to draw this in blue, sorry. If these points here, okay, I ended up with green. If these 2 points end up having a line that meets it, this is an isosceles triangle. Okay? So therefore, those two angles are equal. And finally, circle theorem number 8 is something which we call the alternate segment theorem. This one is the only one you actually need to memorize these 3 words. Okay, so write it down if you haven't done so already. This involves, we have a tangent. I said we have a tangent, so it's going to meet. And we have a triangle that looks something like this, right? If this angle here is x, then it means that this angle here, which is on the alternate segment, is going to be x. And likewise, if this is y, then this here is going to be y. Now, if none of this makes sense to you, then next video I will do examples on how to use these 8 circle theorems. So, thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to see that, then make sure you subscribe, as it helps out the channel a lot. If you guys have any questions or comments, join my Discord server, as you can ask me anything personalized and have any questions. If you guys want to be tutored, drop me an email. We can organize a meeting and a quote. Keep on learning, as you have no idea what you're capable of doing.